Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do my weekly catch up of everything that I have been reading. It has been a strange week and I do feel like I need to eat my words. So last video I said that I had started Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. And now I finished the book. And I have to say, I was like, I'm reading all these crap books. Why shouldn't I just read, Fourth Wing and get it over with? I have FOMO, I want to see what everyone's talking about. And I went into the book with such low expectations that I actually ended up liking it. I gave it a 4-star, I was like, this surely cannot be a 5-star. I'm trying to find my 5-star. This cannot be a 5-star. And I don't think it is, because I've been listening to it. I don't have the actual physical copy, and on Audible they have the dramatization, so they have it in 2 parts, and I listened to the first part. I was like, okay, all right, and then I listened to the second part, and can I just tell you, like, at the end of that book, if you know, like right when it ends, my jaw was like, I was doing the dishes and I was listening to it on my headphones, and my physical jaw dropped at that ending because I wasn't really expecting it. So I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I gave it a 4-star. Now, when I was listening to it, like I said, I did feel like some of the writing was pretty weak. There are some cringier moments. So that's why it's not a 5-star, because I don't think it's truly written beautifully or anything like that, but it has a lot of action to it. There's so much action, and it was quite exciting actually at the end of the book. I honestly was so upset about Liam. Like, if you know, I was like getting teary-eyed, and I didn't realize that I was so into this book until that happened. So I would say definitely like the last part of the book really like got me going. What I will say is I think I prefer all the parts of the book that are nothing to do with the romance. Like, I don't feel as though there's anything bad with the romance per se. It's just not something that I've fallen in love with. There are so many similarities to ACOTAR. I can see now what everyone was talking about, just with the way that you kind of start off liking Dane. I liked Dane, and then he turns into this rat, and then you end up liking Xaden, who is the knockoff version of Rhysand. I like Rhys. I'm more of a Rhys fan as opposed to Xaden, but they both kind of look the same. They have similar things where they portray themselves to be this really negative, I'm sorry, this is like a Fourth Wing video, but they portray themselves to the outside world and people who don't know them very well as this horrible person. And then when you do realize what they're about, they're actually about saving their people and rebuilding and the rebellion, and they're nice. So I did obviously turn a corner, and I did end up liking Xaden, but not as much as I love Rhysand. I really want to read Mist and Fury again. I'm not gonna lie. I've been wanting to pick up the first 2 books of ACOTAR and just read them, but maybe over Christmas time I will reread them, because I feel like that's a good time to be all nice and cozy and just like, I also might, because I read the physical versions of those, and I think what I will do instead is maybe listen to the dramatization, because I really actually liked it on Audible, and I don't think I would have liked Fourth Wing as much as I did had I just listened to the standard narration or actually read the book myself, but I don't know. So anyway, so I read Fourth Wing this week, read it in a few days by listening to it while I was working, and then also I was just playing like Civilization on my tablet and then just listening to it then. And then I ended up binging like quite a lot of it because I get sucked into Civilization on my tablet. So if you don't know this, it's Sid Meier's Civilization. You're like going through all the eras. I suck. I always lose, but I do like to play that game. And it's a type of game that you just keep going and going and going. And then I was able to listen to Fourth Wing for the most part doing that. Anyway, so I did also start listening to Iron Flame last night. I think I've listened to maybe about 3 hours or so, And this is the same thing where they have two different parts, and it's the dramatization. So it's the same sort of voice actors. I will say I didn't really care for the voice actor for Xaden. I found him to be quite like a caricature. Just his voice sounded too, there was too inflection. There was too much inflection in the voice, and it didn't seem very natural. But I know he was like trying to be all sexy and stuff. It didn't really do it for me. But like I said, there was a lot of action in Fourth Wing, and more so than I expected, and I really, really enjoyed that part. And obviously, when people say they like Fourth Wing, they talk about how they like the dragons and stuff, and I can see now what they were talking about. I could never understand what they were talking about. But yeah, I totally understand everything like that. I think it's pretty cool, and I very much liked it. So yeah, I gave it a 4-star. Now, had I gone into it expecting it to be an amazing book and then listening to it, would I have given it a 4-star? I don't know, but because I went into it with such low expectations, that could skew my overall feeling towards the book. So far in Iron Flame, the only thing that I'm getting a little bit like tiresome from is the back and forth with the romance where, you know, he's like, tell me those 3 words. And he just wants her to say, I love you. And she just like is not doing it. Where like, what is she keeping to her? Like, what is the purpose? You know, like everybody knows, you guys know that you're besotted with each other. Just say it and get on with it. You've already forgiven him, really, like in your heart, you know you have. So I just don't understand why there's this like forced tension that's being written into the book. I think that's a little bit silly. So when I did watch all of those videos, I didn't really know any of the spoilers. So I actually don't know what happens in Iron Flame. I think the 3rd book comes out in the new year. So if I enjoy Iron Flame, I probably will read that one too. But yeah, I'm actually really enjoying listening to books at the moment. In between that, I did try to read this. So this is the 2nd book in the Lucy Score. I can't remember what series this is called, but this is Things We Hide from the Light. And I've read the first one, which is Things We Never Got Over. And I read that last year. And I really did not enjoy it. And I have decided to DNF this one. I did read about 35-ish pages. And I just don't like the storytelling. I don't like the plot at all. I mean, I just don't like these small town romances where, you know, you read a 500-page book and it's honestly the dullest thing in the world. It doesn't entertain me. And also, I just find the characters to be very shallow and very one-dimensional. And I just, like, if you're going to write a book like this, I think it needs to be like 200 pages. I don't know how this got 500 pages. Oh yeah, it is like the knockmount, whatever. This like knockmount series. I don't know. Anyway, so I DNF'd this earlier this week, and I do have the 3rd book, and I'm going to unhaul that. So I am going to be doing an unhaul video pretty shortly, because I do have quite a lot of books that I've either DNF'd or I've read and I just don't really enjoy. And I only have the one bookshelf. I do have a little very small bookshelf, but I don't necessarily use it for books, but I have crammed all of like the books that I want to unhaul in there, and it's not ideal. And then I have a bunch of books in front of me too, and I really want to make some space. So I'll probably do another unhaul, which the first one I did was probably 4 or 5 months ago, something like that. And I think I'm just going to give all my books away to the local free library that we have here. Because I did that last time. It was a lot of fun. It was just really nice to get rid of books that I did not need. So probably gonna do that again. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really been reading anything else. Basically Fourth Wing, and as much as I enjoyed it, not a 5-star. I don't even know if I'm gonna be reading another 5-star this year, just with like where my head's at. This work is really, really stressful, and I feel like the easier the book, the better. But because I was listening to Fourth Wing and also multitasking and playing a game at the same time, I think that really helped me with my overactive brain at the moment. I can't just sit down and read a book, especially with my son around. He is 4.5 and he's very demanding and wants attention. So it's just hard for me to find that time to be able to truly zone into a book, which I love to do, don't get me wrong. But I just think like this month has been pretty challenging. So Anyway, that's my little update. I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. I don't really know if I have anything else to talk about. I did put an order for some new books. I couldn't help myself. So I have a bunch of new books coming, I think next week. So maybe I'll have a little book haul for you. So anyway, I will keep it there. I'm gonna finish my tea. It's nice and cold now, which is unfortunate for me. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.